I'm Jane Haven, and I'm the executive director of a nonprofit called Taking the Reins.
What is Taking the Reins?
It's a organization that is an equestrian and urban farm and gardening program for kids that are living, girls that are living in high-risk environments in Los Angeles.
Tell us a little bit about your history. How did you come about, and what role have you played in the community to date?
Well, I came to being the executive director after a first career of being a clinical psychologist. I first became introduced to Taking the Reins in 1998 when it was founded, and I was introduced by a friend who was a donor there, and I became a donor. Years later, I ended up serving some time on the board, and when the founder director stepped down, the board had asked if I would have an interest in applying for the position, and I really had fallen in love with the organization, and I did, and I became executive director in 2013.
How has Taking the Reins played a role in meaningful change among youth and youth in the community and in sport?
Well, it plays a meaningful role in a number of ways. We're an all-girls program. We serve girls 11 to 18. A lot of our girls are coming from high-risk environments, underserved population. We serve a lot of after-school Title I school programs, and we also serve girls from other nonprofits and 3 homeless shelters. So we're really introducing kids to an environment of the natural sciences, natural environment, and then learning participation in a sport of riding horses. And I think the change that we see that really occurs is our mission is to really try to help kids develop a sense of self-confidence, responsibility, teamwork together, and leadership skills. And if you become a participant at Taking the Reins, you can participate in anything from a 6-week program where you really learn about gardening, nutrition, and horseback riding, all the way up to being there. Some of our mentor girls have been there 3 and 4 and 5 years. And at that mentoring level, you not only become a pretty elite athlete in terms of your equestrian skills, but also you really have a chance to work as a team coach, teaching other kids their skills, and hopefully leading to a lifelong passion for yourself in the animal sciences.
So on the topic of youth sport reform, what role do you see Taking the Reins playing on this topic and in this community now and till, let's say, 10 years from now?
I think we attract a lot of girls that initially don't even feel like they're signing up to be a part of a sports team. They might even be the kid that would never sign up for a sports team or sign up to join a team sport. But they came to us because they had an interest in animals. They came to us because, if anything, they thought that the horse was going to be the athlete, and they were going to get to maybe sit on an athletic horse. But after a very short time of being there, they realized that they're really required to become more and more athletic, and so it kind of almost sneaks up on them. And I think that we end up with a lot of kids that wouldn't initially define themselves as an athlete, wouldn't initially feel that sense of an empowered presence, that over time really find out that they have to start becoming an athlete to do the things that they want to do with the horses that they've now formed a meaningful relationship with. So in that journey, they really have learned a lot of things that I think you can look at sports reform really wanting to address. They've learned finding a passion. They've learned participation. They've learned how to be a team player with other people, because 2 or 3 of you have to go and get all the horses out of the arena. You all have to clean the stalls together. You all have to feed together. So I think that through this sport of horses, you're learning so many other kinds of life skills in the areas of especially leadership and responsibility.